Yo guys, what's up? Jay Jones, Eat to Fight. Today, I'm talking about a tip that I can give you guys, a tip that I have acquired from talking to people that have made this mistake in the past, from clients and athletes and friends and teammates, etc. I bring it all together to you guys so that hopefully you have this baseline, this start, so that later, if you do decide that you need to work with somebody, a coach, maybe me, to help you get, in line with your nutrition, you've already got this good baseline, because that's like 90% of the work, right? All the little details, the fasting, the cutting, the weighing, the measuring, the water, all that stuff, that's like 10%, okay? But if you ain't got the 90% done, okay, it takes a little while, all right? People come to me a lot with only 3 weeks. I signed up for a tournament. I only have 3 weeks. How can I cut this weight? How can I magically cut this weight? Well, if it's over 5 pounds, you're fucked. You know what I mean? If it's over 5 pounds, guaranteed, you're cutting into muscle mass, you're cutting into energy stores, and you're going to have to take away from your training at the end of your camp in order to make weight. You're having to focus on a different stressful situation in order to get into the whole stressful situation that you signed up for. That is the fight, right? That's the one you want. That's where the glory comes from, right? Not from making weight. So we have to know right now what you're eating. You have to hold yourself accountable, okay? So go check your body fat. Ladies, if you're over 20, 22%, it's too much. You're not going to be a very competitive athlete, okay? Men, if you're over 15, 17, 20%, it's way too much, okay? Yes, you can look good with those percents of body fat, but if you're going to be in a weight class sport, you better be maximizing your amount of muscle mass and your lower amount of body fat, right? Does body fat help you in any way for performance over, 15% for guys or 20% for girls? No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. It just holds you there, jiggly, useless, weight, kind of like wearing a weight vest to go rolling. Who the fuck would do that? Nobody, right? So let's get that thing out of there, okay? The problem is people usually in sports and athletes, we don't eat enough. I blame Rocky. We all watched Rocky when we were kids, and for some reason, there's some mentality that if you just eat raw eggs and nothing else, or really restrict your diet, or do fasting, or come out of some hard camp where there's a famine of some sort, where you just can't eat and you're starving, guys are throwing you in the sauna and all that shit, and you overcome through the other side. That's the adversity, that's the glory, and that's just not true. What's true is that you can show up to your fight 100% on weight, feeling great, and you win, you dominate the fight, okay? So get that out of your head. We need to make it as easy as possible, so it starts right now. It doesn't start 3 weeks before, 4 weeks before, or even 6 weeks before. That's the final stages, the 10%. It starts right now. Here's what happens when the people come to me. I say, hey, what do you eat? And they're like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I have some blueberries here, and I have a protein shake, and, I have Chick-fil-A. Okay, great. Write it all down. 3 days. We write it all down. Guess what? Very common. Guys eating 1,200 calories. 1,200 calories, ladies. 700 calories. Like this ridiculous amount that my kids are 8 and 11, and they eat twice as much as you, okay? And they're healthy kids, okay? So we got to have a fix there. You guys got to eat more. You got to figure it out. You got to have nutrient-dense, low-calorie foods in large amounts 3 to 4 times a day. That is the key, okay? So the easiest thing that you can do for yourself right now is see what your BMR is, okay? Scroll through my Instagram, join my Facebook group, Eat to Fight, whatever it is, and find the articles that I've put out that say, how do you calculate your BMR? Or just Google how to calculate your BMR. There's a million other people that have told you how to do so out there, okay? Or set up with me, send me a message. Come see me at Baseline CrossFit. I'll put you on the machine. We'll get your weight, your body fat, and then we'll determine your BMR, your base metabolic rate, okay? Guys, it's usually between 1,900 and 2,700 calories is your BMR, depending how big you are, how active you are, etc. Ladies, it's somewhere between 1,200 to 1,700, somewhere around there. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But that is your base metabolic rate, the amount of calories that you burn waking up and sitting on the couch all day. Nobody does that, okay? Nobody's doing that. You got to go to work. You got to live your life. You got to do your things. And you got to train CrossFit. You got to train jiu-jitsu. And then on top of jiu-jitsu, now you're wanting to add like running or all this other stuff you want to add to your programming so that you can make weight. And then you're not going to do anything. You're going to deteriorate away and die or get injured because you're not eating enough. That's the basics of it, right? So if you do the formula and it tells you to eat 2,000 calories a day, then you better freaking be eating 2,000 calories a day. And you need to figure it out through, like I said, low calorie, high nutrient dense foods, okay? 3 to 4 times a day. Once you have that down, and your weight hasn't changed, I bet you what happens is your muscle mass will go up and your body fat will go down. Fine, because the body always wants the homeostasis, right? If you weigh 185 pounds, maybe you're supposed to weigh 185 pounds. That's the natural weight for your body. But as soon as you start eating more nutrient-dense foods and eating less bullshit, right? Or maybe when you start eating more and not constantly fasting and keeping yourself preserving those foods as body fat for later energy, now we're going to find a homeostasis with more more muscle mass and lower body fat at the same weight. Now, once that's already determined and you're an efficient athlete, feeling good, doing great, we can start to reduce the calories 3 weeks out, 6 weeks out, 9 weeks out. We can stair step that thing down to get you to the proper weight, right? You're weighing 185, 15% body fat, whatever that is in muscle mass, maybe like 95 pounds of muscle mass, right? Well, if we could bring that up, right, to a lower body fat, like a 10% body fat, like 100 pounds of muscle mass, and still weighing the same, that's even better. Or if it's time to fight and you got to weigh 170, we can maintain that muscle mass and drop the body fat even more by getting to 170. But the only way we can do that is putting yourself in a deficit. You can't put yourself in a deficit if you're living your life in a deficit. This video has gone longer than I intended. I'm 100% passionate about this very, very topic. Most of you guys and ladies aren't eating enough. Yes, it's very easy to overeat shitty foods. It's hard to overeat good quality foods. If you're constantly eating good quality foods, as you should make that decision in your life, eat more until you find a point that you either can't eat more or you're at the weight and the body fat that you feel sustainable. Then come talk to me about the 10%. All right, later guys.